MidJourney is a simulator engine based on AI, and the process in generation of images is rather basic. All you gotta do is put down what you want and you will get millions of unrepetitive images about that text. Of course, if you want to get the best outputs and similar to what you had in mind, you need to be able to connect with the AI. How you write your prompts is very important. And actually, the main objective of this course is that you learn the language of MidJourney so that you can communicate with it. Right. Just like the fact that generation is done through different branches, just like many other things, MidJourney also is capable of being used in all these branches in architecture. But the thing is, in this course, we're going to be mostly focused on using MidJourney exclusively in architecture. But the thing is, the function of MidJourney in architecture, what is that? I want to go with my own personal point of view. These days, architectures are rather lucky that AI has entered architecture. Now, with the help of MidJourney, coming up with ideas, initial, let's say, ideas for diagrams and sheets can be much more creative, faster, and without any limits, even for creating storyboards. We can get help from MidJourney so that we can get insights from other models better. We can again use MidJourney to get insights from previously designed projects and redesign them more creatively. For example, I can get insights from designers like Norman Foster, right? To, let's say, picture a setting near a river. All I gotta do is write the prompt: a modern city hall by the lake and city skyline, minimal, inspired by Zaha Hadid and aspect ratio 69. Right, first of all, the prompt is rather basic because we haven't learned it yet. This is the first episode. I'm just giving you a general idea of MidJourney. That was very basic and simple, but let's see how it is. We will, of course, go through the principles of writing prompts. A city hall, a modern city hall by the lake and city skyline, and it's minimal and it should be inspired by Zaha Hadid. The ratio is also 69. So let's see how the generation is done. Right, 4 different images are generated, and I can again type the same thing and get new images, and they all have been inspired by Zaha Hadid. Right, now if I type the same text and this time say inspired by Norman Foster, we will see that generation will be done accordingly, right? According to Norman Foster. Right, we saw that we got the images rather fast, and I told you, of course, we were very basic, right? We could have been more specific without prompts to get better outputs and results. The explanation about the design itself and the architecture of the target project was not discussed, right? We did not even talk about the idea, the design, the materials, the project, for example, ambience and the yard, the lighting situation of the yard, or even the climate, right? We could have talked about cameras, lenses, and framework as well. And none of these details were mentioned, right? The way we structurize our sentence and the settings and the services of MidJourney, right, can create an important change in the final output, right? And it can help with architects and many other people with other jobs. For achieving the final outputs, you might have to write prompts over and over again or keep changing it and do the generation again so that finally you get your desirable outcome. Now, once you have done that, only then can you go for other software, because you already know what you want, so you immediately start designing and even go for phase 2. Of course, soon in the new versions of simulating, you will see the effects of AI.